Top 10 Longtime Gay Celebrity Couples in Hollywood Prove True Love. Welcome to our channel, Celebrity Couples Hollywood. In a world where fame fades fast and love stories often end before the credits roll, some couples manage to defy all odds. Today, we're diving into the heartwarming, powerful, and sometimes quietly revolutionary love stories of Hollywood's longest-standing gay celebrity couples. These aren't fleeting romances or publicity stunts, these are real connections built on trust, shared values, and unwavering commitment. From Emmy-winning actresses to groundbreaking filmmakers, you'll discover relationships that have stood the test of time and made history along the way. So get ready to be inspired, surprised, and maybe even a little emotional. True love in Hollywood? It does exist, and these 10 couples are the living proof. This is Top 10 Longtime Gay Celebrity Couples in Hollywood Prove True Love. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to support more amazing stories. Cynthia Nixon and Christine Marinoni. When Cynthia Nixon captured hearts as Miranda Hobbs on Sex and the City, few would have predicted the powerful role she'd later play, not just in entertainment, but in the fight for LGBTQ+ rights. Behind the Emmy, Grammy, and Tony Awards lies a love story that unfolded far from red carpets or Hollywood glamour, a love rooted in shared values, public service, and quiet resilience. In 2001, Nixon met Christine Marinoni while they were both working on a campaign in New York aimed at reducing overcrowding in public school classrooms. Marinoni, a passionate education advocate from Washington state, was already well known for her grassroots activism and fierce commitment to creating safe spaces for LGBTQ+ youth. What began as a professional partnership grounded in mutual ideals soon blossomed into something deeper. By 2004, the connection had evolved into a romantic relationship. At the time, Nixon had recently ended a 15-year relationship with the father of her 2 children. But falling in love with Marinoni wasn't about redefining herself, it was about embracing a truth she had always known. With her characteristic wit, she once quipped, "I don't say I'm bisexual because nobody likes bisexuals," yet she made it clear that her love for Marinoni was unwavering and sincere. In 2009, they got engaged during a rally supporting same-sex marriage rights. And when marriage equality was legalized in New York in 2011, the couple didn't wait long. They wed in an intimate ceremony on May 27, 2012. That same year, Nixon legally adopted Marinoni's last name, though she continued using Cynthia Nixon professionally. Together, they've raised their son, Max, and remain deeply involved in social justice efforts. When Nixon announced her run for governor of New York in 2018, Marinoni stood firmly by her side, a constant reminder that true love can thrive when it's grounded in purpose, equality, and mutual strength. Elliot Page and Emma Portner. Elliot Page's love story with Canadian dancer and choreographer Emma Portner began in the most modern of ways, on Instagram. In 2017, a few exchanged messages quickly grew into something profound, a soulful, deeply creative bond that transcended convention. Their connection wasn't just romantic, it was artistic, emotional, and raw. Emma, known for her intense and expressive movement style, had collaborated with big names like Justin Bieber and the New York City Ballet. Her choreography resonated with Elliot's introspective spirit and thirst for authentic storytelling. Together, they formed a union that was equal parts performance and passion. Whether through evocative dance clips or intimate joint projects, their love blurred the lines between art and identity. Their public moments weren't flashy but tender, candid photos, quiet smiles, gestures full of sincerity. In 2018, the couple shocked fans with a surprise wedding announcement. At the time, Elliot had not yet publicly come out as transgender, and they were widely seen as 2 openly gay creatives in love, a rare image of authenticity and queer visibility in the entertainment world. Then came December 2020. In a heartfelt public statement, Elliot Page came out as transgender, sparking global dialogue on gender identity and trans visibility. Emma's response was filled with grace and support. She praised his courage and strength with moving sincerity. Though their romantic journey came to an end in early 2021, and their divorce was finalized with mutual respect, the impact of their time together still echoes. Their relationship wasn't just a marriage, it was a modern example of love evolving through growth, honesty, and self-discovery. In a time when LGBTQ+ stories were still fighting for space, Elliot and Emma offered the world a vision of what love can look like when it's rooted in truth, creativity, and deep emotional connection. Jane Lynch and Laura Embry. Jane Lynch, widely known for her razor-sharp wit and commanding presence as Coach Sue Sylvester on Glee, has always brought energy and boldness to the screen. But off-screen, she embraced a different role, one filled with vulnerability, commitment, and quiet strength, as a partner and advocate for same-sex love in a world still catching up. In 2009, fate stepped in when Lynch met Laura Embry, a respected clinical psychologist and outspoken supporter of LGBTQ+ rights and child custody reform, at a charity event in San Francisco. Though their interaction was brief, it lit a spark. Just a year later, on Memorial Day in 2010, the couple exchanged vows in Massachusetts, then one of the few U.S. states that recognized same-sex marriage. Their ceremony was small, but it carried tremendous personal and cultural meaning during a time of legal transformation across the country. As Lynch's popularity soared, she often spoke about her marriage with a mix of heartfelt humor and genuine affection. Meanwhile, Embry chose to stay largely out of the spotlight, focusing on her work in mental health and family advocacy. Their relationship, though lasting only 3 years, was filled with mutual respect and quiet strength. In 2014, they separated peacefully, with Lynch later describing the split as both mutual and emotionally challenging. Still, their love story left a lasting imprint. At a time when same-sex relationships in Hollywood were still rare and cautiously spoken about, Jane and Laura offered visibility and authenticity. Jodie Foster and Alexandra Hedison. Jodie Foster's journey toward living authentically was never rushed. As a 2-time Academy Award winner and one of Hollywood's most enigmatic talents, Foster spent years keeping her personal life away from the public eye, not out of fear, but because the world she came of age in rarely welcomed vulnerability, especially from LGBTQ+ individuals in the entertainment industry. Her coming out was a gradual unveiling rather than a dramatic reveal. In 2007, during an award acceptance speech, she quietly acknowledged her longtime partner Sydney Bernard, a simple gesture, yet profoundly meaningful. Then in 2013, while accepting the prestigious Cecil B. DeMille Award at the Golden Globes, Foster addressed her truth with a speech that didn't demand attention but instead invited understanding. It was subtle, poetic, and entirely her own. Shortly afterward, she found love with Alexandra Hedison, a talented photographer and former actress best known for her work on the L Word and her acclaimed gallery exhibitions. Their relationship unfolded away from the spotlight, built on creativity, mutual respect, and quiet strength. In April 2014, they married in a private ceremony so discreet that the world only learned of it after official confirmation. Though they rarely appear in the limelight, when they do, their presence speaks volumes. One unforgettable moment came in 2021 at the Cannes Film Festival when Foster accepted an honorary award. As the cameras rolled, she shared a tender kiss with Hedison, an intimate exchange that resonated far beyond the stage. That kiss wasn't just an act of affection, it was a quiet, powerful declaration of love and acceptance. Together, Jodie Foster and Alexandra Hedison have shown that love doesn't need to be loud to leave a lasting mark. Sometimes, the most enduring stories are whispered rather than shouted, lived rather than performed. Kristen Stewart and Stella Maxwell. Kristen Stewart has never been one to follow the crowd. From her earliest days in Hollywood, she forged her own path, boldly stepping outside the glossy mold the industry often expects of its leading stars. After rocketing to global fame with the Twilight Saga, Kristen made a conscious choice to walk away from the blockbuster spotlight and embrace a version of herself that felt more real, more free. That same desire for authenticity extended to her love life. In 2017, she quietly began dating Stella Maxwell, a stunning Victoria's Secret angel known not just for her beauty, but for her confidence and presence in the fashion world. Their relationship was refreshingly free of spectacle. No public statements. No curated magazine covers. Just 2 women enjoying life together, riding bikes through LA, holding hands at events in Europe, or savoring quiet moments at home. Their bond felt effortless, unfiltered, and unapologetically real. That year, Kristen publicly identified as bisexual in a quick yet powerful moment on Saturday Night Live, saying with her trademark wit, "I'm so gay, dude." The comment was brief but resonated widely, challenging Hollywood's long-standing silence around queer identity. Although Kristen and Stella ended their relationship in late 2018, their story wasn't quite over. They reunited in the summer of 2019 and continued their romance into 2020. By 2021, Kristen had moved forward and announced her engagement to screenwriter Dylan Meyer, beginning a new chapter in her journey. Still, her time with Stella Maxwell remains a significant part of the evolving narrative of LGBTQ+ love in Hollywood. Theirs was a relationship that didn't ask for validation or attention, it simply existed, quietly powerful in its authenticity. And in a world that often demands performance, that kind of love leaves the most lasting impression. Lily Tomlin and Jane Wagner. Lily Tomlin and Jane Wagner's love story didn't begin with a red carpet debut or a viral announcement. it started with something far more timeless, a script. Back in 1971, Tomlin, then an emerging comedic force on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, was searching for a writer to help craft a television special. That search led her to Jane Wagner, a sharp, introspective playwright whose wit and depth immediately aligned with Tomlin's own comedic sensibilities. What began as a creative collaboration quickly blossomed into something deeper. Their bond evolved beyond writing rooms and rehearsal stages. They became life partners and soulmates. Together, they created groundbreaking work, from acclaimed TV specials to monologues that pushed boundaries and redefined comedy. Yet despite their public success, they chose to keep their personal lives largely out of the spotlight. Their relationship, though well known within the industry, was nurtured quietly, without spectacle or need for approval. As Tomlin once put it, "We never tried to be a couple, we just were." That quiet certainty defined them. After 42 years of unwavering companionship, they married on New Year's Eve in 2013, shortly after same-sex marriage was legalized in California. The ceremony was small and deeply personal, a quiet affirmation of a love that had already endured for decades. Their story is one of mutual respect, shared brilliance, and emotional safety. It wasn't fueled by fame but by a deep understanding and admiration for one another. Long before marriage equality became law, Lily Tomlin and Jane Wagner were already proving that real love doesn't need a spotlight to shine. Their partnership remains one of Hollywood's most enduring romances, built not on grand gestures, but on decades of creativity, trust, and unwavering devotion. Linda Hunt and Karen Kline. Linda Hunt has always stood apart in Hollywood, not just for her 4 feet 9 inches stature or her unmistakably commanding voice, but for the fearless way she defied expectations. In 1984, she made history by becoming the first actor to win an Academy Award for portraying a character of the opposite gender in the year of Living Dangerously. It was a groundbreaking moment that marked her as a singular force in the industry. But away from the spotlight and accolades, Linda has quietly nurtured a different kind of triumph, a love story marked by intimacy, longevity, and authenticity. Since the late 1970s, she has shared her life with Karen Kline, a psychotherapist whose steady presence has been the heartbeat of their enduring bond. The two never sought media attention or red carpet recognition. Instead, they built their relationship in quiet spaces, defined not by fame, but by trust, joy, and shared values. In 2008, when California legalized same-sex marriage, Linda and Karen tied the knot in a private ceremony, absent of press or fanfare. It wasn't a bold declaration, it was a quiet celebration of a love that had already proven itself across decades. For over 45 years, they have continued to live simply and meaningfully in a cozy wooden home nestled in Los Angeles, where they tend their garden, collect vintage treasures, and enjoy neighborhood life together. Linda rarely speaks about her private world, but when she does, her words are full of warmth and wit. Karen is the real deal. "I'm the oddball," she once joked, "but we've made a beautiful life together." In an era when being openly queer could have risked a career, Hunt chose authenticity over applause. Her love story reminds us that the quietest romances are often the most profound, and that love, in its truest form, doesn't need an audience to be unforgettable. In a world where fame often outshines authenticity, these longtime LGBTQ+ couples have shown that true love isn't about spotlight, it's about strength, honesty, and connection. From quiet beginnings to lasting legacies, their stories remind us that love, when nurtured with respect and courage, can truly stand the test of time. Which couple's journey touched you the most? Or do you have your own favorite LGBTQ+ love story to share? We'd love to hear from you in the comments below. If you believe in love that lasts, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave your thoughts, and most importantly, subscribe to our channel, Celebrity Couples Hollywood, to discover more inspiring stories from the world of romance, resilience, and real connection. Thank you for watching, and remember, sometimes the quietest love stories are the ones that leave the loudest echoes.